Let's go ahead and make a quick note of these classes so we can use them later. So we're going to use node type guide. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it in a little document here. And to indicate that this is a class, we're going to use a dot. And then we want to target a class within this class. So I'm going to scroll down until we get to our image. Okay, and we wanted to use the field name field guide image class right here. So I'm going to copy that, use a dot because this is another class. I'm going to paste the class in. I'm going to add an opening bracket and a closing bracket to make sure that we're building our style definition properly. And then let's go ahead and fill it in with what we need. So if we want to test a style on this particular image, we could just adjust the style in Firebug for now, and then apply the style in our next step using the selector that we just created. So let's go ahead and use this topmost selector here. Notice that we still have our image tag highlighted on the left-hand side. And I'm going to right-click on it, and that brings up a context menu, and we can add a new property by selecting New Property right here. So this is the same thing that I did earlier by clicking on the value of the last property and pressing Enter. So what we're going to do is add a float, and then we're going to set it to right. And when we did that, we got pretty much the look that we need in our mockup. It floats it to the right. But you'll find out after doing a little bit of experimenting that we also need some margin as well, because if we had additional content here, let's go ahead and add some additional content. Let me show you how to do that. I'm going to right-click on this text right here, and I'm going to select Inspect Element. And then here in this paragraph tag, what I'm going to do is right-click and select Edit HTML. This will change this box here to an edit box so we can change the HTML here. And what I'm going to do is copy the text and paste it in multiple times so we can get a sense of what happens when we have a lot of content. And you can see here that there's some margin underneath the image, but to the left of the image, there's some places where the spacing just looks a little too close. So we need to add some extra margin. So let's go ahead and right-click this image again and select Inspect Element. And notice that we still have the property that we just added. And there is some margin here, but let's go ahead and add some margin to the left as well. So I'm going to click on the value of the last property and click Enter. And I'm going to say margin left, and I'm just going to make it 1 EM as well. Okay, so now I have some padding here to the left, so it doesn't look as close. So as our text expands, then this image will have this nice sort of border around it. So what we need to do now is take the styles that we just added and put them inside of our selector. So I'm just going to highlight the two properties that we just added. I'm going to click Control-C to copy. I'm going to jump back over to my editor and paste it in.